his essay, Douglas calls for giving the fate of African Americans into their own hands to save them from the domination of Europeans. It also requires them to have the right to choose work, employer, and working hours, which free people can do. Voting right is also an essential requirement of Douglas. He believes that blacks are equal to other citizens in terms of taxes and military duties, but in terms of freedom of choice, they are disadvantaged. These measures should help African Americans become independent and develop their way. First of all, Frederick Douglass calls for an end to slavery, giving Black Americans the right to choose their occupation, employer, and hours of work. He also proposes to provide them with the right to vote. Douglass argues that if people of color know enough to fight for the flag and pay taxes, then they know enough to vote. Thus, the right to vote and the right to choose will increase the self-esteem of people of color and create preconditions for their development and growth. Other people, in particular, whites, will treat blacks without prejudice of inferiority. They will appreciate them as individuals capable of their own choice. Frederick argues that denying the right to choose, both selective and personal, takes away the opportunity to develop intelligent judgment and learning. Voting is an educational process because it develops the independent thinking of previously oppressed groups. So, for many centuries all decisions were made for people of color, they lost the ability to choose. The right to vote will give them the opportunity to assess the situation, think critically, and make choices based on their knowledge and conclusions. The call to leave blacks alone and the apple comparison correlate with Douglas' desire to give the right to vote to the blacks. He urges people to get out of the way of African Americans finally. As Europeans took the fate of people of color into their hands many centuries ago, they continue to oppress their freedom. It is necessary to let the blacks develop independently, in their way, not to make decisions for them. They are free and independent individuals, just like the Europeans. All the necessary events will happen to African Americans naturally, therefore, Europeans' domination over them only slows down the process of their development. Study Corgi can help you make your studies smarter. Visit studycorgi.com for more samples like this, study tips, and writing tools.